Hi, my name is Leslie Anderson, and I'm the content specialist for Ancestry.ca. Church records are an important tool for doing any family history research. The kinds of records you can find are births, baptisms, marriages, deaths, burials, and through these records you can learn about birthplaces, parents' names, including mothers' maiden names, occupations, residences, godparents, and witnesses. You might also find confirmations, parish censuses, and other interesting information. The Quebec Vital and Church Records database contains church records from all over the province of Quebec. This is part of a very special collection of records called the Drouin collection, which includes Ontario and Acadian Catholic records and also notary and miscellaneous records. You can find them from the home page or from our search drop-down under the birth, marriage, and death category on Ancestry.ca. So what's really great about this collection is that the majority of the records run from very early years, from 1621 to more present day. And they consist of French Catholic records. But remember, many immigrants, including English, Irish, Scottish, and people from other European countries, also came to live in Quebec and settle in Quebec, or they might have lived there before moving on to other parts of Canada and the United States. So it does include Protestant and other denominations as well. The province of Quebec has a government system that's very different than the rest of Canada. Until the late 1900s, church registers in Quebec served as both parish and civil records. So sometimes when we find that a church is burned down or records have been lost, we figure it's all gone. But what's important to know that in this province, a second copy of those church records from all denominations were sent annually to the courthouse or government. Now we have indexed all of the names in all of the registers as part of the Quebec province. So you can search them using the search boxes here. But if you're having any problems finding your people, you might want to browse this collection, which is on the right-hand side of the search screen. You can choose a location letter, which means what city or village did they live in, or the name of the church. And I'm choosing Q for Quebec City. And then once I've chosen that, I can scroll down all of the different denominations and church names that are listed here. And you can see there's lots of different interesting collections to pursue. But I'm going to choose an Irish Catholic church called St. Patrick. And this is an interesting parish because in the famine years, a lot of Irish were taken into this parish and registered in this parish, and a lot of the orphans from the famine were adopted by the parishioners. And today, the majority of the parishioners can trace themselves back to this event. By choosing this church register, I can see all of the years that have been digitized for this register. So we can see that it goes from the 1800s to the 1940s. Now, if you notice that your ancestor may have lived in a time where there isn't a digitized registers, you may have a hard time finding your ancestor. So I'm going to choose 1856, and it will pull up the register and show me all the births and marriages and baptisms and deaths and even censuses and other interesting material. So I can browse this register by flipping the pages, going to the right or left arrow, and I can go page by page as if I'm reading the register, and I would be reading the register so that I can look for my ancestors that way. And another little hint is that at the very back of the registers, in some of the registers, they've got the minister's index that he put in to point to where your ancestor's event might be on that register page. So another little hint is that the censuses of Canada are a great resource to check to see what the religious affiliation or denomination of your ancestor was. So every census that we took or that was taken historically asked those people what was their religion. I think that is a special fact of our Canadian censuses that is not realized anywhere else in the world. And maybe if they lived only briefly in an area and they maybe weren't in a census, church records can be used to point to the specific place in which they resided. So spend some time and take a look at the Quebec Vital and Church Records database. I hope you find what you're looking for there. Happy hunting!